Now, explain to me the math because people who are going to watch this video still won't be able to understand how did we do the maths? How are you so clear and what are they missing?
So, because a mu'min, the definition of a mu'min is a person that applies every single ayah of the Quran. But because we're not the people in power, some verses cannot be applied today in this life. So that means that nobody in today's world is a mu'min.
A moment, yes. There you go. But I'm so proud of you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Awakening Young Minds with Sir Sahil, where we try to understand different aspects of Islam and life. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you.
My
Assalamu
first,
alaikum. Thank you for having me.
thank you. My first question to you is: what is the difference between a Mormon and a Muslim?
Hmm. Well, a moment is interesting question because Allah Azza wa Jal answers this very question in the Quran. Allah in the Quran says, "Oh Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, tell these people, call themselves Muslims, that they have uh, come into Islam, but they have not completed their Iman yet. They are not Momin yet. They're just Muslims." And then he says two other things. Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu aminu. O people, O believers, you do need to fulfill this belief now. You need to do those things. If you call yourselves mu'mineen, then you gotta prove it. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Quran addresses the Prophet ﷺ about these people and about all of us. He says, O Prophet ﷺ, tell these people to come into Islam fully. Fully. Cannot do half and half, cannot do 99%. You have to be in Islam 100%. So this is what Allah Azza wa Jal, how He answers your question. So we can be a Muslim and not Mu'min at the same time. But if we are a Mu'min, then we gotta do what a Mu'min is supposed to do in the Quran. There was this tribe. Now I'm going to tell you what the Prophet says. Okay, this is what Allah Azza wa Jal told the Muslims to come into Islam fully and become Mu'mineen. There was this tribe that came to the Prophet ﷺ and they said, "We are Mu'mineen." Prophet ﷺ smiled and he says, لِكُلِّ قَوْلِ حَقِيقَةٌ, that every statement, every call, everything that you say, everything we say, there has to be a reality to it, a truth to any statement. So, in other words, he said, substantiate your claims. You need to substantiate the claims. So, they describe to the Prophet ﷺ of what they do, what they learned from the prophets before him, and from the people who were sent by the Prophet ﷺ to them, who converted them into Islam. And then they also said that we do a lot of things, and I'm going to narrate to you in one of these days. It's a very long hadith. That they do five things. Well, they said they do five things which were told by the prophets before you. We do five things which your people who you sent told us to do. And then we do five things which uh, were given to us by our own elders in the culture. And we do those 15 things. And Prophet ﷺ listened to those 15 things. And he says, since you're here to me and you've come from so far, I'm going to give you five extra things so that it'll cement your iman. And if you do those 15 things which you are telling me, the Prophet ﷺ says, حُقَمَاءُ عُلَمَاء أَن يَكُونُوا أَنْبِيَاء. So, in other words, Prophet ﷺ said that if you do what you're doing, if you actually do these 15 things which you said you're doing, then you've almost become prophets. حكماء علماء أن يكونوا أنبياء. So it is such a different structure of how to look at the word Momin. Mu'min is someone who strives for every single thing. He looks for what Allah Azza wa Jalla's commandments. It's like a treasure for him. He keeps searching for that treasure of what Allah Azza wa Jalla has given us as commandments, as those mandatory things. And Allah only gives us mandatory things. Allah does not give us just good advice. What Allah says is a commandment. What Allah tells us to do is a commandment. There's nothing less than whatever. I mean, we have to do all of it in at all times, and nothing less. So, Momin is a category of that human being which who knows what Allah Azza wa Jal wants, and who does what Allah Azza wa Jal has commanded, and he does nothing less. Okay, so you need to understand how important this word moment is. I hope you've understood it. I did not give you any of my answers. I gave you the answers from directly from Allah Azza wa Jal and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, what's your name, beta? What's your name?
My name is Kashmala.
Kashmala. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
How old are you, Kashmala?
I am 14 years old.
Okay, so you can you give me the can you paraphrase? Can you tell me can you tell me what did you understand from what I told you?
Yeah, so I understood that a Muslim is a Muslim, but then a Momin is a person who do whatever like Allah said in Quran. Like if in Quran it is like be a good person or do good things. So that can be a moment and do namaz or stuff which Allah wants us to do as a Muslims. So I think this is what I understood.
So there's a list of a lot of things in the Quran. So let's just do a little activity today. Since we are all here in this very room, let's do an activity. Okay, very simple activity. Name four things, three things, or five things. Three, four, five. I just wanted it to be more than just one or two, which are other than the five pillars of Islam that the Quran has told us to do, other than the five things. What could be those five things? I give you 5 minutes. Think about it and tell me. Okay? Think about it and tell me. Hey, time's up. Let's do this. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Hey, let's start with somebody. Yes. What's your name?
Momin.
Momin.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Momin. I'm
Rahmatullah.
10 years old. Uh, I think in the Quran it says we should believe in the prophets
You should believe in the prophets. Where does it say in the Quran?
because like there's stories about the prophets. For example, Prophet Musa alayhi salam, yeah, or Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam.
Okay, so we're talking about the belief. You're right about this. Uh, but I didn't ask you about the belief system, but okay, I'll take that answer. It's a good answer because in the Quran, Allah says that He says about the Jews. Okay, Allah says in Surah Al Imran about the Jews that the thing about the Jews is that they choose to believe in Ba'd, some. Ba'd means some in Arabic, and they choose not to believe in Ba'd, prophets, some prophets. Okay, so they made a choice not to believe in Isa ibn Maryam, Jesus, and our Prophet ﷺ, and they believed in every prophet but these two. Okay, so it's like they have a little choice of their own. Whatever they like, they're gonna believe. They don't like, they're not gonna believe. So You're right about this. We have to believe in all the prophets. That is other than the five pillars of Islam. Okay. Okay. I'll take that. What else?
Hannah,
And also,
Come
go
on,
on.
think.
Unmute yourself, Momin.
Why don't you unmute everybody?
okay. Also about the books that Allah sent down. For example, on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he sent down the Quran, Musa alayhi salam the Torah, Dawood alayhi salam the Zabur, and Isa alayhi salam the Injil.
Okay. Again, you're talking about the belief. So you're talking about what to believe, right? My question is what to do.
Oh.
You see the difference?
Uh, um, I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the point of um in the Quran, if your enemy wants to have peace with you, then you should accept it.
Who says that?
In
Who's
the
speaking right now?
Amr,
Your voice is cutting. I need your name, please.
Amra,
Amra. Amra. What's your full name, Amra?
Amra Zahir.
Amra, the amazing answer. So Allah in the Quran says, if they themselves offer peace, make sure you take it. Okay? So if they're the one who actually said, we want a truce, we want peace, we do not want you to fight with us, take that offer. That's a mandatory compulsion upon Muslims. Amazing answer. Somebody else, please. Good job, Amra.
Um,
By the way,
Assalamu
Amra, where in the Quran says that? You have to quote the ayah as well, okay? Think about it, search it. Yeah. Somebody else, please. Something else.
My name is Hannah and I'm 14 years old. And one thing is like earning halal and be conscious about what's halal and what's haram.
Where in the Quran Allah says that?
Um, I'm not sure.
Yeah, again, how old are you?
14.
You gotta be sure about everything. You're 14 now. Okay. You have to be sure about everything. You're a big girl now. You're a girl, right? What's your name?
Hannah.
I can't get your British accent, so I got Hannah.
Yes.
Hannah. Okay. I cannot take that answer. So we'll talk to Amra again. Amra, how did you know about this ayah?
Um, I read it. Yeah, I read a book about the. I think it was about Islamic morals.
Oh, your internet is so painful. Your
Can you hear me
internet.
now? Can you
Oh,
hear me
I can
now?
hear you. It just cuts every 1/3 of a second. Okay. So there's a pulse going on in your internet. It cuts you after every 3/4 of a second. But go on. So where did you hear that?
I read a book about Islamic morals.
You read a book. How old are you?
11.
11. So you cannot ever say that to any human being now. Okay. When you say you read a book, you have to quote that book. You have to tell us the name of the book. Okay.
I think it was I forgot the name, but it had the ayah. It quoted the ayah of Surah Anfal.
No, I get it. I just want you to know the rule. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you read that principle, what did you think? What does it mean to you, an 11-year-old girl?
That if like if someone's fighting for someone for like something, if the other person just like wants to stop the fighting, you should like accept it, because if you don't, then you're just going to make things worse.
How?
So if you deny the offer, then your enemy is going to think bad about you. And as a Muslim, we're like to be kind to people. And also, if you deny the offer, it's going to be worse, because your enemy gave you an offer and you declined it, and so it's not going to be a good relationship between you and the enemy.
You want us to have good relationships with our enemies. That's what your mind wants us to.
No, but the enemy wants to have a good relationship with you, so that's why they 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 wanted to have peace with you. But like, if
Your internet. Yeah, but Chad, you have no idea how important your conversation is, and your internet is so poor. That's not your fault. So I really needed to go inside your mind, and I really needed you to understand how important this instruction is in psychology, okay? I needed you to understand how human beings think, how human beings behave, and how human beings are structured in their psychology. It is such an important instruction that Allah Azza wa Jalla told us that if during war somebody from your enemy offers truce or offers something that who wants to stop the fight, you stop the fight right away and you give them that peace. Okay, you give them the protection. So this is such an important difference between any other fighter and a Muslim fighter, any other power and a Muslim power, any other protector and a Muslim protector. This is such an important subject. And you're probably old enough. I hope you are old enough to understand how important this is. And I want to talk about this, but I'm not really sure about the age and the minds of the kids in the class. So I will first talk to them, and then maybe I will build up on that. But that's probably statistically one of the most important instructions given by any book to any human being. Okay,
yeah,
it is that strong of an instruction. Okay, because when you fight to win, and if you
yeah,
don't win, and if you have a purpose, that's why you're going to fight, right? So your purpose could be lost. There are a
yeah,
lot of people who are going to be killed when you're fighting, right? And if you don't fight till the end, your purpose could be lost. Your mission could be over. But during even that time, if your enemy offers you a truce or wants to settle the war and stop the war, it is incumbent upon you to make that a priority. I mean, it's not like that you do not have the other choice. Allah has also given us the other choice as well, but this is the most preferred choice. This instruction surpasses probably every other instruction given by any other book to all human beings as groups. Okay. So this is an instruction given to people of power. And if you're not in power, Amra, you cannot have that instruction on you, right?
yeah.
Now tell me why. Why did I say that? Tell me why did you say yes? Explain to me why did I say that?
because because Allah would not tell you to like deny to accept the enemy's offer of truths if you're actually not fighting against them for a bigger purpose.
No, Amra, let me ask you a question again. This instruction is given to a party of power. There are two parties fighting. One is more powerful than the other. This instruction is only given to can only be done by the party who is more superior in power, right? That's what I
Yeah.
said. Do you understand why I said the Muslims have? Do you know what I'm talking about, Amra?
Does this mean that the Muslims are the superior, so the superior ones? Is it?
Amra talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you barely. मेरे बच्चा आपकी आवाज जो है ना, your voice is cutting like crazy. Okay, I mean there's a pulse. You know what a pulse is? Every
Yeah.
second your internet goes down and comes back up. This is how poor your internet connection is. And the most important thing that you're talking about, you know, I am just guessing Iblis is at our work trying to break this internet. So Amra, if Muslims are not in power, this verse is not applicable, is it?
Yeah.
Now
No,
tell me
it's not.
why? Why not?
Because Allah would never have told them this in the first place.
People who are going to listen to this video won't understand this statement, even if you're right. Give me another version of this meaning. Explain, please explain.
Um, if Allah would have, if Allah if Allah is mentioning this to the Muslims, it means that the Muslims are the people in power. If Allah would if the Muslims were not people in power, then Allah would be mentioning it to someone else and not the Muslims.
No, मेरे बच्चा, Allah cannot mention an instruction to anybody else other than the Muslims. Why would anybody else listen to Allah's instruction? They don't believe in the book. The Quran only instructs the Muslims. Quran cannot instruct anybody else because nobody else is going to open the Quran or read it or believe it.
So is it because because the Muslims are the one in power?
The Muslims are not going to be always in power.
So if is it because that if they don't like if they don't apply to this rule, if they don't follow this verse or like this thing that Allah has said, is it that they will not be the people in power? Like
No
I
idea what that
understand the
means.
point. I understand the
No,
point, but I
let me
don't
ask
know
you
how
another
to
question.
explain it.
No, I don't think you do. Listen, are Muslims in power right now
No,
in the world?
no,
So does this instruction apply on the Muslims right now?
no,
So should we change the Quran?
no.
So if we cannot change the Quran, what can we change?
We can change and we can make us the people in power.
There you go, my child. That's exactly where I wanted you to. Oh my God, thank you. So unless we become a people in power, the Quran is not applicable to us. So go, let's get back to Kashmala. Kashmala, what was the question you asked me?
The question which I asked was, what is the difference between a Mormon and a Muslim?
There you go. So a Momin is someone who obeys every verse of the Quran, right?
Yes, sir.
So Amra, this verse is not applicable to the current Muslims, right?
Yeah,
So the current Muslims cannot be Momin because one of the verse of the Quran is not applicable to them.
yeah,
You see how the maths works?
yeah.
Now explain to me the maths because people who are going to watch this video won't be able to understand how did we do the maths? How are you so clear and what are they missing? Explain to me the
Um,
math.
so because a mu'min, the definition of a mu'min is a person that applies every single ayah of the Quran. But because we're not the people in power, some verses cannot be applied today in this life. So that means that nobody in today's world is a mu'min.
A moment, yes. There you go, my. But I'm so proud of you, Amra. You're 11 and you got this. And a lot of people who are in power, these old folks who think they're leaders, who think they're wise people, and they're running countries in Saudi Arabia to Pakistan, Indonesia to Morocco and Tunisia. Those old folks have wasted their lives because they can't get this math, and they call themselves wise people and Muslims. Imagine that, Amra. I'm going to send a personal gift to you. You have unlocked whatever most of the Muslims in the world, most daddies and mommies can't unlock rest when most of their lives. And oh my God, you just did whatever most Muslims couldn't do. You cracked the code. Okay, so if a verse in the Quran, kids, listen to this. Okay, if a verse in the Quran is not applicable upon you, then you cannot change the Quran. You have to change yourself. You have to make sure you live up to the standards of the Quran. So if there's a verse in the Quran which is an instruction given to Muslims and that does not apply on you, that means you're not a Muslim yet. So Amra, Kashmala, everybody, Momin, imagine that. The boy's name is Momin, eh? Amazing, eh? So if you cannot be a Momin unless وَأَعِدُّ لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. This is the ayah in the Quran. Get all the power. Direct instruction to all Muslims. Get all the power. Muster up all whatever you can to remain in power. So if you're not in power, you're not a Momin. Everybody clear? No? Nobody's clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Amra and Kashmala and Momin, I've spoken to you. Who else is in the class?
Hannah, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Hannah. So do you understand what just Amra just is solved an equation here? Do you
Yeah.
understand? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna solve another equation today, inshallah. But tell me how do you perceive all of whatever we just spoke about in me, Amra, and Kashmala? What's your thought on this?
Um, I agree.
Oh, I'm hoping you do agree. What does that mean to you?
Like I understand more.
I get it. I need a little more proof. لِكُلِّ قَوْلِ حَقِيقَةٌ. Remember? The Prophet said, there's a reality to every statement, the truth to every claim. You just claim that you understood it. I need you to tell me a little more so that I can that I can believe that you understood it. Hannah.
Yes.
How
Um,
old are you, Hannah?
14.
14. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So you're a big girl. Hannah, where
Uh,
are you right now? What part of the world are you in? City,
I
country are
know,
you
but
in?
I don't know how to explain it.
No, you will, inshallah. Today you will. Which city of the planet Earth are you in?
London.
Oh, you're in London. So yeah. So people are looking up to you already. Come on. Let's hear it.
Um, so before, I mean, I understand now that a Muslim is someone who like believes in Islam, but a Momin is someone who believes in everything in the Quran.
No, my bacha, Muslim believes in everything in the Quran. Momin does everything which is written in the Quran, not believes,
Yeah,
does.
that's
Okay.
what I meant to say.
What now? I'm sorry.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. So where are we at right now in this conversation?
Um,
Amra, think what Amra said.
can you please repeat yourself?
It's
I didn't.
okay. No, I'm not gonna listen. It's all right. We're not gonna break the flow. Hannah, you're here for a reason, right? You have something to ask me or tell me. You're here.
Yes.
Tell me that. Yeah. Okay. Tell me that. Let's move forward.
Okay. So my question is, If Allah already knows what will happen, what is the purpose of this world? Why don't we go directly to heaven or hell?
Allah knows what's going to happen. Is not forcing us to make it happen. Okay?
Yes.
Just because Allah knows what happened doesn't mean that, we're going to do it because Allah knows it. Allah knows it because we're going to do it. You see how it's in the reverse order?
Yeah.
So time is one of the creations of Allah Azza wa Jalla. We're going to go through this entity of time. We will get that choice within the given time to do the right thing. Okay? And unless this time is over, is time is up, we will not see the end of whatever's going to happen. Okay?
Yeah.
The element of undoing a lot of things is also upon us. We can undo a lot of things, which we do every day to ourselves. That is some chance that we've been given. Okay. So just because I know what you're going to do tomorrow should not waste all of whatever opportunity you're going to get today to get to tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the opportunity that is given to you to make things right. You're not here for just yourself. You're going to fix a lot of things for the future as well for a lot of people, hopefully millions of people. So if I just turn the clock on you, it's not going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why Allah is letting all of this happen. He's letting it happen. He's not making it happen. Okay, we are the one who's making it happen. That's why we are under a test. That's why we will be questioned. Okay, Anna,
Yes.
you're a quiet one, aren't you? You have to converse so that I can understand. You're with me on this one. Do you understand? Did you get it?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay. So it's called free will, Hannah. You have the free will. So if I turn the clock on you, there'll be no point of free will. Okay. Then there is no test. If there is no free will, there is no test. Why would people go to hell or even heaven without a test?
Yeah.
Are you in heaven right now?
No.
Are you in hell?
No.
So why would you go to heaven without doing anything? You could still be in a place which is not heaven or hell, like just this place. Obviously, in this planet, we have a lot of fear and we have a lot of pain and we can die. But if you take that out, you're still not in hell. You're still not in heaven. Okay. And there's a place, by the way. There is a place where people are not going to be in hell or heaven. They're going to be in the middle. Okay. They'll be stuck. And they're not going to be in any kind of pain. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Just give me a second. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
so who else has anything else?
Muhammad Aslan, your hand was up.
That will be me.
Okay,
My name is Mohammed Aslan Farhan, by the way.
okay,
Can I
sure,
say something?
sure.
Um, a moment is someone's life um who directed his life to make Allah like proud, and he is meant the moment is meant to follow what Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam do, like whatever he do, like a role model. He is. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's not all what you're gonna say. I'm gonna ask you guys something. Okay, you guys are a little too on the quiet side because you've been somehow told to sit in some room to talk to this old guy, right? That's me, by the way. I mean, I know that. Don't worry about it. And I don't want this to continue because I want you guys to utilize and make the best out of a lot of things. I'm gonna tell you something. And all I need is 10 minutes of your time, kids. Now focus on what I'm about to say, okay? I know you guys don't want to be here. It's okay. That's what human nature is. Don't worry. Somebody told you to be in this room. It's okay. It's pretty big of you that you guys did make it. No one's going to honor you for it,
No,
and I
no,
am.
no.
I am going to honor you for this. Okay? So it's pretty
I wanted to be here.
it's all right. It's all right. Remember, chat. Hold on. It's not just about you, okay? Think about other people. Empathize, okay? Empathize. I know you. And even if you do want to be here, it's still big of you, okay? So what I need you to understand is that you're gonna juice every single second of this because I'll tell you something. You don't know this, I know this because I go around the planet and I'm pretty old. I know what I'm talking about. And one day you're gonna be old and you'll find out that kids in different parts of the world, like literally in farther corners of the world, like in Australia or Brazil, Muslim kids, and who are going to be watching this video, and they will have some sort of a problem and confusion about their homes, their personal lives. I'm sure you have problems in your personal lives. I know everybody had. I mean, so think about it. Think about that time when you know that you're so alone that nobody understands you. You think about what do I am I ever going to get that best friend who's going to understand what I'm going to say, or some teacher, or somebody who's going to talk the way I talk, and answer the questions that I have, confusions that I can't even share with my own father or mother. And I'll tell you this right now. You are that guy, that friend of that somebody who's going to watch this video. Okay. You need to understand that. Go to that difficult moment this year or this month or this week or last year or whatever you had that where you felt alone, being a Muslim in foreign land, and most of the people are not Muslims in your school, in your area, and you look at them and you start to think, where is the difference between me that I believe in the Quran and Allah and the Prophet ﷺ, and these people who don't even know what the Quran is, or maybe they know it, they just don't want to believe it. They don't want to even believe their own Bible in their own Bible. So there's this certain alienation that you feel that there's such a big difference between you and your classmate or that guy playing football with you, that boy or that girl, and she's got a totally different level of wishes and wants and fascinations and different kind of fears, and you can't even relate to those girls or boys your age, your classmate, and Islam becomes like a secret that you're keeping. I mean, I know that feeling. I mean, I grew up in America, so I know. I need you to understand that this should not be a secret. Okay. There are two things that you can actually do to make sure that this little secret blossoms into it becomes such a big power that you have. Right now, it has become a burden, and it can become a burden if it's not right now. One day, it'll become a burden with you. It's within you. and you will try and even hide it. It might just be, come to that point. And unless you know what to do about this, you will not be able to convert this into the biggest, most superior power that all human beings would look up to you and would run to you so that they can benefit from you. This is that kind of power. But unless you know how to use it, you're not going to be able to do it. You become it's going to become big on you, and this world is going to become big on you.
Okay,
And just
so
because
which
you're a
one?
Muslim, you won't be able to 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 make real friends. Make to talk to people about everything that you want to talk about, and without any boundaries, you can flow. Your words can flow through different people, and they'll become so close to you, and you will really enjoy being a human being and being a friend of somebody, being a mentor of somebody, being a person uh who's everybody wants to be around so that they can gain knowledge from you, or feel the experience of just being your friend, you know and you're 14, 12, 11 right now. I'm telling you, I'm going to choose some words very carefully that you can understand that being a Muslim does not mean being lonely. An overseas Muslim who is not being raised up in a Muslim land is naturally going to feel lonely in science classes and in literature classes and in gym classes, and you're going to find another Muslim girl or a boy just so that you cannot feel alone. You're going to try and find somebody with a cap, somebody with a niqab or a hijab, or somebody who's speaking with a different kind of accent so that you would know he or she is not white or a native or whatever. And you're gonna you're gonna start to feel as if, unless I find enough Muslims around me, I am an odd man out. I'm the odd person out. I'm the ugly duckling. That's very natural if you feel like this. Okay. I'll tell you what to do if and when you're going to feel like this. You are Superman. You are the superhero. You just don't know that the power is with you because there's so many number. You think the power is with them. There's so many doing the exact same thing. You would want to give up that power, take that cape off, and go to them so that you would want to be one of the people, one of the guys, one of the girls, one of the crowd, one of the normal people. Okay. The day you're going to decide that, you need to understand that was the day you gave up your own power. And you can take it back. Don't worry about it. It's not a, you know, you can take it back, but you did give it up. You're old enough to know what I'm talking about. I've been through those gym classes. I've been through those poetry classes, those Spanish classes, those German classes, those football games, those baseball. I mean, I've been through all of those schools where I was the only Muslim, and I used to think, and I was asked questions that if I am an alien from Mars, you know, and most of the people didn't. Some of the people who did and know anything about Islam used to ask me questions, weird questions, which were not even true, and I used to laugh as to why would anybody not know anything about Islam and think about whatever is going on TV is true about me and every Muslim. So I used to start to teach everybody about Islam, and I used to talk to every Christian about Jesus and the Quran. I mean, I was 10, 12, and 11 in school trying to become, you know, uh, someone who people could actually, take seriously. And every child goes through, every human girl and a boy goes through that. And you are going to go through that. I'm telling you this right now. And I'm sorry, but mommy and daddy are not going to be able to come and help you every time. The best part is that you're going to be on your own. That's the best part, that you're going to be on your own. That's not the worst part. That's the best part. The best part is that you are alone and everyone's together. Some days they're going to make fun of you. Some days they're not. Someone's going to come and console you, and you're going to think he's your best friend. No, no, no. That's not how friendship works. He's a good guy or a girl who's going to try and, you know, fight off their classmates and going to stand with you. He's a good person. I'm not doubting that. But that's not how friendship works. Friendship works when somebody enhances your power, okay, puts you through the test and tries to train you into becoming, who you actually can be. So I'll tell you this right now, girls and boys, you are going to feel lonely. Enjoy that because every superhero is always going to be lonely when it comes down to, proving his identity to first his own self and then to the others. Okay. I'm telling you this right now. The more you're going to try and prove to other people that you're a Muslim, the less Muslim you're going to be. You're going to be in the lowest part of your state of your power. You just have to prove to your own self that you're a Muslim. This is such a big secret nobody told me when I was a boy. And I'm telling you, I had a very lonely childhood. I mean, I was a friend of every friend, but I was hiding that power in most of my school life. I used to avoid talking about religion in America and Canada, and I've been to religious schools as well. So they're good people. I was with, still very close friends of mine. But nobody can understand how lonely my childhood was because I used to go home thinking how to avoid people in so that they won't have to ask me of why I'm so different. You know. So that day comes to every Muslim over in overseas. I speak to every Muslim, just about every in just about every country. So I know girls, especially you, you're gonna go through that a lot because girls are very, emotionally absorbent. Boys just don't really absorb that much emotion. So girls go through this a lot. Okay. So I'm telling you this right now. Your power is to prove to your own self how comfortable you are and how sooner the sooner you're gonna get comfortable with the actual belief system that you have, the actual practices that you have to do. You have no idea. People are gonna revere you to a level they're gonna start naming their kids after you. Okay, that is real confidence, and it's gonna. It takes a little bit of a toll, but there's a formula, there's a technique. So I'm gonna spend a lot of time with you guys, and not today, obviously. Every other week, maybe every week. I don't know when. Someone's gonna schedule us together. Don't worry, inshallah. And I'll tell you how to get that power within you and how to use that power and how to get everybody under your intellectual, mental, influence. And that's who you are intimidated right now in your school subconsciously anyway. Some smart teacher, that girl, that boy who really knows what he's talking about, some senior or somebody in class. Doesn't matter who or where, but there's always somebody. And you need you to become that somebody this year for your own school. I need you to become that somebody that everybody looks up to just because he's so confident, so comfortable with his own identity. And he knows exactly what that identity is. Okay. Most Muslims don't even know what their identity. They want to be good people and try and be acceptable by every non-Muslim in the world. That's just a byproduct of any and every belief system, not just Islam. What's so unique about Islam that you need to do and you need to prove to your own self? I'll tell you, there are 4 or 5 basic things. Don't worry. It's not rocket science, but still, it's hard to do. Most people don't do it because they're just so afraid of accepting who they are. They just can't accept who they are. Okay, let me give you a little example. Okay, it's not going to fit you guys. It doesn't really fit the bill, but it's as close to what I can tell an 11-year-old. Okay, imagine an African American child growing up in England or wherever you guys. I'm hoping you guys are all in England. I'm assuming, and he tries to be a white kid every single time he gets a chance. He tries to wear white, be white, talk white. You know what white is, right? I mean, you're in England. And even if you guys, of course, you guys are not black or white, you guys are brown kids, right? What would you think is wrong with that African American child? He's 10, 11, 12, maybe 14, girl, or maybe it could be a boy. What is your opinion about that child? Yes, Momin.
Right now, Allah created him as an African American. Why be a white kid when you can't change that?
Yeah, what, sir?
Pardon?
What did you say? I can't understand your English accent, man. What did you say in the end?
Uh, so oh, Allah created him as how an African American is. Why change himself?
Yeah, that's the question I want you to answer. Why is he trying to change himself?
Um, I think he wants to be not the odd one out.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
doesn't want
yeah.
to be the odd one
Exactly.
out.
Nobody wants to be the odd one out. Yeah. So, do you think it's a good thing he's doing whatever he's doing?
Not so much because he should actually just stay how he is and
Okay.
find his
Okay.
true power.
He
Okay.
is probably confused by his identity as like an American black kid.
Not America. I'm talking about English. England, man. You guys are all England. In England, right? You guys are all English?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Forget America right now. Just let's just talk about London and Manchester, wherever you guys are. Can't even pronounce the names of the cities. I mean, you call it Leicester. It's not even written as Leicester. It's written something else. Can't even pronounce that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's written Leicester, less something like.
I know. And there are a lot of other words. I don't even know what kind of language that, these Angles had. You know what Angles? Who know who Angles were? Who knows who Angles were?
Mm,
I think it was the Anglo-Saxons. I'm not sure.
same thing.
Angles were the first tribe who
Yeah.
who migrated to England, right? I think they were Germans or close to Germans. Okay, Angles. That's where the word England comes from. Angles. Okay, that's the first tribe. They're called Angles. Yeah. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. Momin knows what I'm talking about, right? Gotta be really comfortable with your own whoever you are, right? So what is a Muslim? What is a Muslim identity? What you should you be actually practicing?
We should practice more hadith, sunnahs, and probably le- like right now I've got this homework about rules of wudu, like obligations, and I'm going to submit it. That's why I keep on like kind of studying about wudu and obligations of wudu. So like we should probably learn more hadith and sunnahs
Listen,
so we can pass it on to
Hannah,
the
Hannah,
knowledge
Hannah, Hannah,
to.
Hannah. How do you pronounce your name? How do you? Sorry, spell your name. Spell.
Hanna.
What does it mean?
Me and my friends are talking about it, but I think
Never
it
looked it up.
means something like blessing or like a gift from God.
You never looked it up in the dictionary.
I've searched it on Google.
Okay. So Hannah, listen to me. Tell me a time when you can think of when a single Muslim was so alone that he was the only Muslim in the planet. Has there ever been a time?
Yes, I think.
Hannah, Hannah, only you could talk to me right now, please. Everybody else stay on mute. Yes, what was that time?
Um, like Prophet Adam.
Oh, but there was nobody else on the planet. I'm talking about there were millions of people on the planet, but this man was the only Muslim in the planet.
Oh, Um, I'm not really sure because there's lots of Muslims in the world.
Yeah, now they are. But there was a time when there was only one Muslim in the world and everybody else was not.
Is it one of the prophets?
Uh, It is, it is always the prophets who's going to start the mission, right? So yeah, it is not just one of the prophets; it's some of the prophets. There were some prophets, but in our case, I am talking about our own prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. Okay, when he started off, he was the only Muslim and nobody else was. You know that, right?
Yes.
So whenever you're gonna go to school or whenever you're gonna go, which city are you in, Hannah?
London.
London. So you go to school?
Yeah.
Which school do you go to?
I go to the Warren School.
Warring School. That's the name?
Yeah.
Warring. Warring.
Warren.
Warren. Oh, okay. The Warren School. Okay. So you're gonna go through a lot of what you're studying what? Sixth, seventh grade, eighth grade,
I'm in year 10 right now.
10th grade. So you're gonna go to college and university soon, inshallah. So you all need to understand why I'm saying this to Hana, because everyone's gonna go through this. Whenever you feel that you're the only Muslim in town, in school, in the group, you need to remember that there was a time when there was only one Muslim in the world. The world. Every school with every child, every college with every student, every home with every parent, every child in every house was a non-Muslim. Only one man was a Muslim. Imagine what he was going through. Okay?
Yeah.
So what did he do, Hannah?
He believed in Allah.
No, no. I know, of course, he believed in Allah. What did he do?
Um, he like he spread Allah's
Did he try?
message.
Did he try to be? Did he try to be like everybody else so that he can fit
Oh,
in?
no,
How come? Why not?
because he had like strong faith in his religion.
Yeah, of course he had strong faith. Listen, you're talking about my belief system all the time, Hannah. You're not talking about the actions. Whenever I ask you a question about actions, you go inside the mind. Mind does not perform actions, right? We perform actions through our hands and we do stuff. I'm not talking about what he thought. I'm talking about what he did.
Um,
So moment, just to help Hannah, we're gonna call that African American child I was talking about the story. You remember that story I just told you?
yeah.
Moment?
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, name that boy. Give me any name. I want to name that boy.
Max.
Max. Okay, Max. Now there's a white kid in the class. He's a very confident football player, and he's always about talking about himself and whatever. And he's trying to bully Max all the time. Name that white kid.
Jack.
Jack. Okay. So Max and Jack, right? Everybody knows Jack now. Everyone's got a Jack in your class. Everyone's got a one Jackie. And everyone's got some Maxes roaming around, trying to be Jacks because they're afraid of Jacks, right, Momin?
Yeah.
Yep. So we find a Jack. Now, Hannah. Come back to when the Prophet ﷺ was alone, right? Everyone in Mecca was a Jack. Okay? Now, listen to what my question is. Max wants to be like all the jacks so that he can get along and not be the odd man out. He wants to get along, try and come to common terms so that people can like him. If he's gonna be liked, people are gonna listen to him. And if they're gonna listen to him, they're gonna understand him. Okay? That's the demand of every human being. Hana, that's your demand. That's my demand. That's Momin's demand. That's Kashmala's demand as well. So what we do is we try and be like Jacks a little bit here and there. We forget that as soon as we're gonna give up on our own max hood, no one is gonna take us seriously. Right, Hannah?
Yeah.
So if I'm max, I gotta be fully maxed, right? I should be maxed out by being max, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm any less than max, no one's gonna respect me, right?
Yeah.
So if no one's gonna respect me, why would they listen to me? Even if I'm right, no one's gonna listen to me, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna use this story of Max a lot. Okay, we're gonna call this boy Max because everyone's gonna go be a little. Have you ever felt like Max, Hannah? Have you ever been a little bit Max?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aslan, have you ever seen Max in your mirror?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Aslan, what's your name, man? Aslan?
Yeah, Aslan. Correct.
Aslan, yeah. Have you ever seen a little bit of Max in your mirror in your bedroom?
Probably.
Probably, yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me an example or that day or that event, whatever you can give me. Give me something, man.
Mm. Whenever I go to some other country, not like with Muslims, yeah, but with more non-believers, more different skin-colored people other than my skin color, different like hair color, like going to that place where you see everyone is like the same hair color, they say, and then you're like the odd one out. That's how like
Yeah.
Max feel.
No, 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 no. I want you to know I want to know what you when you try to be a little Max, a little bit. You want to be a little bit of Jack so that you can get out of, you cannot be in that kind of trouble, or you want to make some friends. You got to jack it out a little, man.
Oh, like about that. Mm,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what me
really
and
know.
Hannah were talking about. So Hannah, you know a lot of Jacks in your girls, right? In your class,
Yeah.
we're gonna call them Jacquelines, right? Jack's a boy's name, right? Your girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jackie's, we're gonna call him Jackie, right? So ever 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 tried a little bit of Jackie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of pressure? What kind of pressure do these people? That what kind of pressure did you feel that day when you wanted to be a little bit Jackie?
Like you wanna like look like them. You wanna act
Uh
like
huh.
them.
Did you ever succeed?
I don't know. Maybe.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Maybe not.
Did you feel good?
Um, it's like a mix of feelings.
You
Like,
felt a little proud of yourself when they accepted you with that moment, didn't you?
yeah,
Felt a little smarter, didn't you?
yeah,
Felt more prettier, didn't you?
yeah,
Yeah, there you go. So these are the three different elements. Okay, make sure you remember these. Confidence comes from these three elements. So being smarter than what you are, whoever's going to be smarter than you, you're going to naturally try and mimic them. Okay, mimic them. You know what memes are, right? You're making a
yeah,
meme out of your own stuff because you want to be Jackie, right? And any boy would want to be Jack because you know what? That's natural. That's exactly what human beings how they behave. I'm going to talk to you about this some other day, inshallah. But right now, I just want you to know that I know I've been there. I've tried to be, I've been so disgusted with myself. I was so disgusted with myself that very night, the day I spent as Jack. That night, I used to be disgusted with myself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is because that's not who I am. I'm Max. I cannot be Jack, no matter how Jack I feel. I'm still gonna be Max, right? And my power was to be Max, and I gave up that power just to be Jack. And now no Jack, and also no Max in the class respects me because I'm neither Jack nor am I any Max. I'm in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, so you got to understand how important this is. You would never respect that guy who's half jack, half max. You know what I'm saying? Half and half. You'd also want a full max, being comfortable, being max, embracing his own self. You would you would never trust anybody who is trying his best to lose his own identity. You'd not trust him with money. You won't trust him with your emotion. You won't trust him with your reputation. You won't trust him with anything. You know why? Because you know that he can't even handle his own self. How the hell is he going to handle me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. So if you want to make real friends, you gotta be Hannah, you gotta be Momin, you gotta be Kashmala. You cannot be Jacqueline's or Jack's. And people are gonna be with you and they're gonna respect you because they're gonna say you're authentic, man. You're real. You are real. You are who you are. You know what I'm saying? Who am I missing here? Alvina.
Yes, sir.
Alvina, you're the only person I'm not spoken to yet. Alvina?
Assalamu
Or is it
alaikum.
or is it Jacqueline's?
Elwina.
Alvina, okay? No Jacqueline here, right?
No,
You've been Jacqueline?
not really.
Nobody wants to admit it, Albina. It's all right. Don't worry. Yeah. So you know any Jacqueline wannabes?
Yeah.
Uh huh. Yeah. Okay. So as long as you can spot them, you know who they are. And you know what the best part is, Hannah, Alvina? You know what the best part is? You can spot a half and half, but you can never tell whether you are half and half. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can spot a half and half. I think the easiest creature in the planet to spot. You don't have to be a scientist to spot a half an hour. So the real thing is whether you can tell if you are a half and half or not. That's the real thing. That's the real game. And whoever can tell he's a half and half, that's your genius right there. Because he will stop his own self and he's gonna try and, you know, be he's gonna wither it off. He's gonna wither that, fake identity and try and be himself. Okay. So today we're not gonna talk about much. We're gonna talk about just I'm going to end this now. Just go back to that one day, the first day of Islam. And that day was a very tough day, I'm telling you, because the whole planet was on a single identity. And our Prophet ﷺ, Allah Azza wa Jal told him that you are on a totally different identity now. And you're alone. You cannot be like them. You got to make everybody like you. Everyone has to be just like you. That's the job. Now imagine what he went through. Till we meet again, we are going to do a mental exercise on going inside the mind of our own Prophet ﷺ and thinking, what would he be going through? What is his game plan now? What was he thinking? What kind of problems was he going to face emotionally? Okay, emotionally. When he's going to go to his own friends and tell them, you know what? Whatever we believed was wrong. I'm going to tell you what the reality is. How is he going to be treated? How is he going to treat other people? How is he going to handle all of that emotional burden? Okay. Unless you go through that emotional journey, I'm telling you this right now, you're going to be half and half for the rest of your life. I'm not talking about just your school. You're going to come out of school, obviously, one day. You're going to go to some college, some university. Then you're going to get married. You're going to have some friends, kids. You're going to be half and half. I'll tell you, most of the Muslims right now, most of them, even in Muslim lands, half and half. Half and halves. So much so that even percentage, two or three, maybe five, that's Muslim left in them. And everything else is given by some culture, by some power, by somebody who has or which has nothing to do with Islam. I need you to draw those pictures on your white pages Whenever you see anything which is half and half or human being, try and spot that other color and see where that color is coming from. Somewhere, somebody is going to be influenced by some powerful man, another jack, about money, look, or whatever philosophy, brains, could be anything, or just the fact that there's so many in number, I'm intimidated. I cannot be myself because there's so many in number. Imagine that. We just look for an excuse to lose our identity. Okay, that's why it's so easy. That's why most people do not have any identity, let alone a Muslim identity. That's why most Muslims do not have a Muslim identity. So we're going to go through that emotional journey so that we can try and draw those colors really well, draw those pictures so well. The moment we spot a Max trying to be Jack or a Maxine trying to be Jacqueline, the very second you'd be able to spot the mixture. That's all I want you to do. I'm not going to give you any burden. We're going to do a lot of stories from the times of the first few years of the Prophet because I need you to go through that. You're overseas Muslims. You need to know how this emotional diagram is painted, okay? You need to know the colors. They're the same colors from the first day Adam alayhi salam came to this planet till yesterday. The colors are the same. What kind of colors? Where Jack mixes into Max and where Max lets go of his own self. Think of these things, okay? And then I'm going to talk to you guys, inshallah. And then I'm going to talk to you about how to help other people get into their own identity. But first, you gotta be in your own right. You gotta be in your own power to help anybody else get their own power, right? Get their power. So, anything else anyone wants to ask me? Is I've gone through your emotional mind a little too much today. I know, and I think we're way closer to each other than we were yesterday. And if you had just done regular question answers, those questions that somebody else told you to ask, those questions, and somebody else told you to be in that room, I don't want you to come to these rooms, talk to me, because you will be half and half if you're not here on your own. Okay. Even if your mommy told you to, daddy told you to, you'll be half and half. I want real Maxes in this room. Okay. And even if they're Jacks, me real Jacks, man. You know what I'm saying? Hannah, I
Yeah.
need either Hannah or I need either Jacqueline. Okay. I don't want half and half. So if you don't have a question, you want to sit and talk, just talk. Let's talk. You don't have to ask me questions. You can tell me and I'm going to ask you questions. That's not a problem. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah. So if you want to be in this room, we're going to call it Max from now on. Okay. We're going to call it Max.
Wait first.
So what now? I'm sorry.
Oh, this is like my personal question that I really need help in. It was planned in the podcast, but now I will say it. When I will turn 13 in March, transitioning from boyhood to manhood, what actions should I take? And what should I avoid to ensure a good standing on the day of judgment?
Yeah. First, we gotta understand who we are, who you are as a Muslim man. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And there's not a single birthday you're going to transit from boy to man. Okay. It does not happen in 24 hours. It happens in 1 second, man. The second you realize what is your purpose is the day you actually, that's your birthday. Okay. The day you realize what's your purpose is the real birthday. Okay.
All right.
That's when you get born as a man, as a human being who's going to do something. Now, let me tell you a little secret. Most of the human beings you're ever going to meet, even the smart ones, even the religious ones, you ask them what is your purpose in life, they're not going to be able to answer you. It's a secret I'm telling you. That means you have power over them because whoever knows the purpose, he has power over that person who does not know his purpose in life. Right away, right away, that very second you have power over them. If you only know what your purpose is in life, what you're going to do with this life and how you're going to do this, what's the purpose, how to achieve that. If you know the answer to these two questions, you have power over those people, no matter even if they're in billions, if they don't know what their purpose is. People will shiver in front of you. They'll be, knocking their knees, standing, try and stand tall in front of you, even if they're your old folks. You'll be like, oh my God, you got married, you had kids, even though you didn't even know what your life purpose is. And they'll be like, shush, you little one. You don't teach us, we teach you. Okay? So, Momin,
Yes.
it'll be our little secret, okay? This
Uh,
secret stays in this room. Okay?
It was me.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Aslan, sorry. Aslan, be our little secret. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So Hana, Kashmala, Amra, Alvina, Aslan, and Momin. This room is gonna become more of our like a drawing board, like our strategy room. We're gonna try and turn this whole planet around, making a strategy right here. I'm gonna give you some little tasks so you can actually spread it around, try and convert this group of five into 500, and then 500 to 5,000, then 500,000 to 5 million. That's how it works. Okay, that's literally how it works. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So we have
Yes.
4 girls and 2 boys. Really, that's a big number. 4 girls and 2 boys. You gotta put another boy in the room. Momin, Aslan, come on. You gotta put another boy in the room. Okay.
Maybe my brother, he might come.
At
There
least you're
used
not
to
so
be one
sure.
boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about because we're like the you guys are like you guys are the Super Six. Can now call you the Fantastic Four or the Fantastic Five. You're six, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, something like that. We'll come up with something. Or as long as we are sure of who we are, I want to talk to Hannah, not Jacqueline. Okay, you understand me, Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 14. You gotta be fully Hannah now. You're 14. I know you were a lot of other people when you were 6 or 8 or 9. It's okay. You were a kid at that time. You're not a kid anymore. We gotta really know who you really are, and so that we can give you a lot of things to do. Because unless, of course, see if you're not sure whether you're Superman or you're Batman, what kind of job are you gonna give you? Because you don't even know who you are, right? Even if you are a superhero, but you're not even sure whether you're Batman or Superman, right? So it doesn't even work with superheroes. How is it gonna work with us? So Kashmala, where are you from right now? Where are you? Where are you right now?
I'm in London City, like in London.
You're in London. Okay, you had to say 3 times. I got the first time. Don't worry. So when did you come to London? London City.
Uh,
London.
2023,
So you just came here this
2023,
year. Yeah, okay. Where did you come from?
from Pakistan.
Okay. What part of Pakistan?
Yeah.
Kashmala, what part of
Oh,
Pakistan? What city?
sorry. From Peshawar.
Oh, okay, Peshawar, Peshawar. And Hana, you born here?
Yeah, I was born and raised here.
Uh-huh. I met this girl in I don't know what city I was in. And I said, I accidentally, because I was just trying to have fun. So I said, where'd you get this Bradfordian accent from? And you know what she said? She said, I do not have a Bradfordian accent. I've got posh. Okay. So I said, posh, really? So is that like a thing here? So Hannah, is that a thing here?
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, thank
I
God.
don't think
Thank
so.
God. Yeah, no, no, that was a thing for that's the thing. Okay, you just don't know. Thank God you don't. Alvina, is that a thing here?
Yeah.
There you go. See, little Jacqueline flavor flowing around. You see, people have that. So, Amra, are
Yeah.
you in England long enough to know what we're talking about?
Yeah. Kind of.
There you go. So it's a thing, Anna. You just didn't know, got to know about this in Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get there. Don't worry. Even if you don't, Warren will get you there. Don't worry. So that's a girl thing. So Aslan and the moment you won't know about this. I hope to God you don't know about this. Okay. So we'll see you inshallah next week. Huh? Anything else anyone wants to ask? Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So London, just name me the cities. Two girls from London. One is from Bradford, one of you guys. I met you guys in Bradford. I don't know where you guys. Aslan is from Bradford. Momin, where you from?
I'm from London, but Romford.
Romford is a city?
No, it's not.
Okay, London it is. And Amra, you're in Leicester, right?
Yeah.
How would we have pronounced it if he really went with the English letters?
Leicester. Something like
Leicester. Like Leicester. Okay, so Leicester. And Alvina, you're in London?
Yeah, but like specifically Crawley.
Crawley. Crawley, Bradford, London, Leicester. Okay. Nobody from the north. No, Bradford is north. Bradford is very north. Okay. Okay, guys. It was so lovely talking to you guys. A lot of Maxes, a lot of Jacquelines, a lot of Maxines. We're gonna, we're gonna, we're gonna get there. We're gonna just talk to Maxines and Maxes only in a few weeks, inshallah. Okay.
Inshallah.
So, one last thing before I go. If I give you a half and half, would you be able to talk him out of it, or talk her out of it, Hannah?
Um, Probably, yeah, but it would be like a little hard, I
It's okay.
think.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give you hard things to do. Listen, would you be able to spot her though?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, your turn. Yeah, Kashmara, would you be able to spot a half and half?
Um, yeah, I don't know. Probably.
Mm-hmm. Amra,
Yeah.
how about you?
I think if I get to spend enough time with that person, then yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Lavina,
Yeah, I think I'd be able to.
do you know any half and half?
Well, at some point, everyone was a half and half.
And that's not what I asked you. I just said, do you know one right now?
Um, yeah.
Not the most respected person in your life, is it? Or is he? No.
Um, they're like a person in my life.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody's got one. But the point, you know what? The point I'm trying to make is that it's easier to spot somebody. The tough thing is to spot your own self, whether you are one yourself or not. That's the tough thing to do. Okay. It's not an achievement if you can spot somebody. The achievement is if you can spot your own self in the mirror with two different colors of shades, right? That's a very tough thing to do. Okay. You know the story about what's that little cartoon? What's that story when she looks at the mirror and the mirror shows her something else, which is makes her a lot more beautiful than what she is. You know that story? What's that story? Is that Cinderella's stepmom or whatever? I don't know. Or Snow White's stepmom? No.
I think it was something to do with Snow White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Snow White's stepmom. Mirror, mirror on the wall, and the mirror has to show her better than what she looks like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much what people go through. Okay, so just because, and I'm going to talk to you about how it works inside your heads and minds and brains. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about that. Don't worry. Right now, I just want to talk about you and the general concept. Well, it was lovely talking to you guys. I swear to God, this is so lovely. You guys are really smart. Otherwise, this is a very tough conversation to have. Most people can't even understand, let alone have these conversations. You know what I'm saying? You had the guts to come out of your own self and say, yeah, I've been there. I've been a little Jacqueline. I've been a little bit of Jack. That takes a lot of guts. Okay. So we're gonna continue from here on. Okay. I hope you guys are going to make a little bit of a habit out of it, regardless of whether your folks want to put you in like a little chicken in the cage. That's not what I want in this Zoom session. If you don't want to come here, it's all right if you're not here. But if you want to come here, that would mean that you really did want to come here on your own. And if one day I see an empty chair, not Hannah, I'd respect that than to have Hannah being forced in that chair. You know what I'm saying? Hannah, Alvina, Ishmala, Momin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good enough. Good enough.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you so much, guys. Uh,
Thank you, sir,
I'll.
for having time with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you as well.
And after
Jazakallah.
the thank yous, it's not a
Thanks,
favor
sir.
anyone's doing on anybody. Okay, don't worry.
Thank you for
Yeah.
giving us a very good lecture and teaching us. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Who's this? Who
And
is this
thank you for
talking? I
making it
can't even
really
spot
interesting.
them. Okay, enough with the thank yous, for God's sakes. This is not a favor no one's doing on anybody. Okay, we're all Muslims. We're supposed to tell each other the right thing. Okay, but it's very kind of you to do. Very courteous of you to 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 spread the good words, thanks, and gratitude. Okay, that's good. So I'll see you next week, inshallah. Okay.
Inshallah.
Assalamu
Inshallah.
Yeah.
alaikum warahmatullah.
Sir,
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Inshallah.
Yes.
my mom wants to say assalamu alaikum to you. She said assalamu
Wa
alaikum from her side.
alayhi salam. Wa
And
alayhi salam.
she thanked you so much for teaching me.
Okay. Well, thank her for letting you teach us as well, because everybody taught everybody today, didn't we? Everyone showed us a little bit of Jack and a little less of Max. You know? Yeah, Moment. Like your confidence, man. The way you look at things, your piercing eyes, man. Come on. Easy with the looks. Okay, guys. I'll see you, inshallah. Okay. Thanks. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam.
Alaikum
Assalamu
salam.
alaikum. Allah Hafiz.
Bye.
Alaikum salam.